Regulator says SIM registration a requirement. 10 dead after ethnic clash in Morobe. PNG Superfish ready for the Rio Games.
This is National EMTV News with Morobe Tulo.
Hello and welcome to Saturday's news. Thank you for joining us. SIM card subscribers are now required to register their names with identification before obtaining a SIM card. This was announced by Communication and Information Technology Minister Jimmy Miring-Toro at the official launching of the SIM card registration regulation 2016 yesterday. The regulation will enable the National Information and Communication Technology Authority to control and manage the subscriber identification database.
The SIM card registration regulation is now in effect and was gazetted in the National Gazette on the 22nd of April 2016.
Under the regulations, we are going to allow for 3 months for the operators to establish the necessary equipment at the points of sale where SIM cards will be sold for new subscribers to go and get their personal information recorded, as well as get the biometric information. After the expiry of the 3 months from the 23rd of July, it will be compulsory that once you go and buy a SIM card, you must be registered.
According to the National Information and Communication Authority, since the introduction of cell phones into the country, mobile phone companies have no record of the SIM card subscribers. While privacy may be a concern for the public, NICTA has assured that personal information provided will not be disseminated.
Also, sufficient provisions in the regulations to safeguard the privacy and the confidentiality of all the information that is being collected.
Communication and Information Minister Jimmy Miring-Toro says with the implementation of the new regulation, people will know the boundaries to disseminate information and receive information from other people.
Because there will be law that will associate with this SIM card registration. And the penalties will be very, very high if the device that uses SIM card is not utilized properly.
Merlin Diaukatam, National EMTV News.
Cross-media ownership has become a concern from the general public. Complaints have been raised to the National Information and Communication Authority as to why the government is allowing cross-media ownership. NICTA Chief Executive Officer Charles Punaha says one organization owning a chain of media may not be in the best interest of Papua New Guinea.
Has taken note of the concerns that there needs to be put in some restrictions on ownership of media. We need to bring in some control that is consistent with other countries. It's not something that is only in PNG. It's something in a well-developed market like the US. They have similar controls in place.
Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has welcomed the Supreme Court decision on the constitutionality of the Manus Regional Processing Centre. Turnbull says an action is required to comply with that decision. Meanwhile, PNG Prime Minister Peter O'Neill says further discussions with officials from the Australian government will commence next week in Port Moresby. O'Neill said further details will be released following the meeting. Women and young girls in Papua New Guinea at most times are not able to access vital information to help them. There is still a need for more awareness in order to create new opportunities for women and girls. Founder of the CIPIC Women's Self-Reliance Group, Mrs. Donna Balamus, has been instrumental in helping women and young girls at Lay's Papuan compound to access new information in order to improve their businesses within the community.
More than 40 women and young girls will be undergoing a 10-day training on the different options that are available to get a business loan to help them start their own business. The training will be carried out by officials from the National Development Bank. The 10 days course is to educate them on how to save their money, generate income, and how to obtain loans.
most mothers out there, the information was not released.
Illiteracy is also another factor. The female population has the highest illiteracy rate of 60% compared with the 50% male illiteracy. Literacy is a skill that women and young girls need as a pathway for them to have access to vital information, not only in business but in education, health and other aspects of life.
Morobe, the largest city, second largest city in Papua New Guinea, the adult literacy, yes, I would say I don't have item in my stock straight.
There is still a need for women and young girls in terms of new opportunities for health services, education and employment. There is a long way to go before they can have access to information, as majority of the women and young girls have missed out on the formal education system. Mata Luis, National EMTV News, Ley.
You're watching National EMTV News. We'll have more local stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. 10 people are confirmed dead, while another 10 are still missing following a clash that erupted between two villages in the Makam district of Morobe province. Yesterday, Morobe Governor Kelly Naru led a team comprising of police personnel and provincial heads to meet with the community leaders from the two villages. The meeting was to put to an end the fighting. However, during the meeting, leaders were not prepared to negotiate for peace, but assured the Morobe governor that they will work with their communities to make sure normalcy is returned.
Leaders from the two villages involved in the fighting have agreed to begin negotiations for peace. Talks have not started yet. They assured the governor that they will try to talk to their respective communities when they meet again on Sunday. But for now, they want the police to carry out a full investigation and bring those responsible to face justice. Those at the center of this trouble are 5 students from Makam Valley High School whose actions triggered the fighting. The community leaders also demanded post-mortems be done on all 10 bodies to find out if they were shot before being chopped.
Police too will do their own independent investigation.
Women and children have fled into the bushes in fear of their lives. All primary schools, including Makam Valley High School and a technical vocational center, are suspended for an indefinite period. Tension is still high and police are maintaining a presence here. Ramu Police and MS-14 from Goroka have also been called in to monitor the situation. The provincial government will assist the families put the bodies to rest.
The government will to take ownership and responsibility to address the immediate need.
The fighting started at the Muching market over a can of Pepsi. It was alleged that a student from Makam Valley High School who was drunk went to a Pepsi seller and bought the drinks from him. He then demanded the seller to give him another free can. The seller then attacked the student. The student went back to the school and got 4 of his other friends and went back and attacked the seller. Relatives of the two sides joined in and the fight escalated, resulting in the 10 deaths. Mata Luis, National EMTV News, Ley.
The National Health Department, in collaboration with UNICEF, has embarked on training programs for health workers in hopes of fighting malnutrition in PNG. The training are a component of a United Nations declaration early this month on a decade of action on nutrition from 2016 to 2025. A health worker training held in Ley this week has highlighted some of the objectives knitted within this declaration.
The Department of Health has started rolling out training programs to upskill health workers in aims of addressing malnutrition for the next 10 years. This initiative, supported by UNICEF, involved community health workers from 9 districts within Morobe and few pediatricians and nutritionists from other centers, including Bougainville and Goroka. Helen Pike, the Health Department's Nutrition Technical Officer, says PNG remains a global community within UNICEF's development goals, which calls for action on malnutrition.
So with the scale up of nutrition in the world, PNG is, with the support from UNICEF, is doing this as much as possible to get the the stunting rate down by addressing malnutrition. It's addressing malnutrition for specific population like under 5 years old for children.
The training also touched on some of the treatment areas, including use of a new malnutrition therapy introduced in 2014 and rolled out in all hospitals. Over the last 5 years, malnutrition rates in the Momasa region have not decreased. Enga Hospital in Leh has reported death cases of children between the ages of 0 to 18.
We find that roughly it's somewhere between 26 and 27% of children who are admitted to the hospital die of severe acute malnutrition. Our malnutrition rate in Enga Hospital remain about the same. So we see in the severe form, and that's probably over about 300 per year.
Some of the malnutrition treatment that the health department is pushing to have is currently included in the government's budget for support. Colin Barilai, National EMTV News, Leh.
Minister for Lands and Physical Planning Benny Allen has announced that the Special Agriculture Business Lease will be removed from the Lands Act when the Lands Act is reviewed. He said the SABL has been controversial and the government has decided that it be removed.
SABL has been a controversial issue. We are not going to include that SABL in a new act as directed by the government. That will not be included in a new act.
Member for Gumani Nick Kuman released 2.6 million kina from the 2015 DSIP funds to all wards in Gumani in the Simbu province. This is in the hope to encourage small to medium enterprise in the district through the Credit Guarantee Scheme. Minister for Trade, Commerce and Industry, Richard Maru, who was also present, said it is time the people of Gumani tap into SME.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Drew.
Mr. Kuman told an eager crowd that even though he holds a cabinet ministry, he hasn't forgotten his district. He told the people of Gumani that the District Development Authority was created to help members of parliament deliver services to the people, and the DSIP fund he is releasing hopes to improve SME in the district through the Credit Guarantee Scheme.
Where Gumani District Development Authority, Honorable Minister, we are partnering through ward economic development interventions to ensure that all Papa and Mama, particularly all mamas inside the district, must participate, involved long business, long Papa Niguri, and this is part of the development of this country.
Kuman said the recently launched SME policy was created in the hope to improve lives of people, and he hoped the 2.6 million kina released to the 45 wards of Gumani will complement the policy.
45 wards in Salong, Gumani, by experiencing direct funding from the national government.
Minister for Trade, Commerce and Industry, Richard Maru, encouraged the people to go into business. He encouraged the people to borrow and use the money wisely for its intended purposes and repay their loans.
We encourage him online of Gumani today. Please, no go taking business ocean and political loan now. Remember, Karimkan will be like Simnoga. And important not starting Yubla. Yubla must look banking loan, first loan, now everyone making business must go people.
Adelaide Xerox, Kari, National, EMTV News.
Among stories coming up in Trukai Sports, a look at PNG's superfish Ryan Pinney's preparations for the Rio Games. All the details after the break.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. With less than 100 days remaining to the Rio Olympic Games, PNG's superfish Ryan Pinney is ready for more gold for PNG. Ryan, who left the country on Thursday for Brisbane, Australia, said he is looking forward to the Olympics and representing Papua New Guinea once again. Godwin Eki reports.
With only 3 months to go to the 2016 Olympic Games, PNG's golden fish Ryan Pinney has set eyes on Rio this time around with less than 100 days. Ryan is currently training both in the country and overseas in preparations for his Rio Olympic Games, with the other athletes as well that are also in preparation for the Olympic Games. Ryan said he is confident after qualifying for 3 events and winning gold in one of his fastest stroke 50-meter butterfly at the Australian Swimming Championships in Adelaide. Ryan says he's looking forward to the big event in August and knows that his fans in the country and family will be there to support him and other Papua New Guinea athletes travelling to attend the Rio Olympics.
The Australian Championships, that was the selection trials for Australia, and we're sort of invited down. It's great racing, great opportunity to really have a good hit out, and that was a qualifying selection for us as well for Rio. So my times, I've done 3 qualifying times in the 100 backstroke, butterfly and freestyle.
Meanwhile, Ryan said swimmers based in the country and overseas have stepped up and are doing great in the pool, with some breaking their personal best as well as Pacific records. He said the recent Theodis Championships also brought out some of the best times, where a good number of swimmers are looking forward to the Oceania Championships.
My whole life I've been involved in and around swimming. I've given it my best, absolute best. To represent the country is one of my highlights. There's no doubt about it. This is why I do it, and that feeling is unbelievable. So, to get in there and do that is, I try and respect so much about the country and to give everything my best in and out of the water. So, for all those inspiring sports swimming men and women and kids out there, just get out there, have fun, enjoy it, and learn as much as you can about it.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
The Tabubil Gazebo Dart Association successfully ended its 2015 season grand final with Abib crowned the champion of darts. Sakups were the first to break the ice, winning the team game convincingly before Abib struck back to win the triples game. It was an even match in the doubles, with both teams winning a match each before heading into the singles games. However, Abib outclassed Sakups to win 6-5 and take out the trophy. The presentation of awards saw recognition of the minor premiers and runners-up, as well as individual performances during the 2015 season. 16 teams registered for the season. Westpac Bank has partnered with SP Hunters to make banking easier for the public. Westpac launched their SP PNG Hunters Visa debit card last night at the Brew Kettle in Port Moresby. The Visa card is a co-branded card with the Hunters.
Qualify for a Westpac PNG Hunters Visa debit card, you simply need to have a bank account with Westpac and be on a base salary of 20,000 kina per annum.
And it's an innovative product on a whole lot of levels. Firstly, it's a co-branded card, so with the SP PNG Hunters and Westpac on the front of it, and you can see some pictures of it there. So it's our way of contributing to rugby league in this nation, and we see it as a very positive piece to be able to do that.
Westpac's Managing Director Jeff Toon says rugby league is PNG's favourite game and the Hunters have gained popularity.
It's something that Cameron's been leading a team. We've been working on it for many, many months. We think it's a great way we're able to contribute to rugby league here, and we're also very humbled and privileged to be able to partner with the SP Hunters that we all love so much.
Toon also said it gives a customer to travel abroad without the hassle of carrying large sums of money.
A debit card, which means that you can use it right around the world in over 30 million EFTPOS machines throughout the globe and 1.4 million ATMs. It's your money, so it's your deposit account, it's your transaction or cheque account that you're using, so you're not paying any interest on that.
PNG RFL Chairman Sandy Saka encouraged the SP Hunters to switch to Westpac banking.
We've been able to realise this partnership through the support of our CEO, Mr. Bob Cutmore, and Mr. Penfold at Westpac, and Jeff himself. They've been able to crystallise this partnership, and what we are here to launch today, the Visa Card partnership with the SP Hunters, is a culmination of a lot of work in the background. So I thank the team that's been involved in this. It will provide a new range of opportunities, not for only the Hunters, but for rugby league. And as a banking partner, from the SP Hunters perspective and PNG RFL, we've changed all our bank accounts. We're encouraging our team to actually start by getting this Visa account. we've encouraged all our players because they travel frequently.
Elijah Levet, National MTV Sports.
And that ends True Kai Sports. We'll have for you the weather details for the next 24 hours after the break.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Taking a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. First of all, in the southern region, mostly fine in Port Moresby and Popondetta. A few showers expected in Daru, Kerma and Alotau. To the Momase region, shower or two expected in Ley and Wau, some showers in Madang, some thundery showers in Wiebeek and Vanimo. To the New Guinea Islands region, fine in Lorengau, Keveng, Kokopo and Rabaul, mostly fine in Kimbe and fine as well in Buka. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundiawa, Mende and Wabeg, showers with morning fog. Before we go, recapping our main stories for tonight. SIM card subscribers to register before obtaining a SIM. 10 confirmed dead in Makam ethnic clash. And Papua New Guinea superfish Ryan Pinney ready for the Rio Olympic Games. And that's the news, sports and weather for today, Saturday the 30th of April 2016. On behalf of the MTV News team, have a pleasant viewing. Good night.